Good morning, everyone. We are live in Central West Virginia. Good morning. Good morning. It's December 3rd, and I'm excited to be here with you again this morning. It's kind of a dreary day here in Central West Virginia, but I am looking forward to sharing with you today. I'm still working on the YouTube transition. I've got a little bit more light behind me. Whether you want to see this room or not, that doesn't matter. I guess if you hate seeing this room, you just need to let me know, and maybe I will change things. I can always put up a board behind me so that you can't see anything. Or if you want to look in this room, you can. As you can see, if you look closely, I am a West Virginia Mountaineer fan. Um, it's not very hard. You don't have to look very close. But anyway, I got some interesting stuff. So I think I got chat set up this morning. I got a little bit more lighting. I'm getting this stuff set up as best I can as time goes by. I think I got that stuff going. I have not tried the chat. See if that works. Yes, it seems to have worked. Um, I said hi. So anyway, hope we got some people with us this morning. You morning warriors, you. Um, I am. I'm blessed to have the people I have, and I want this to grow. I want this to be kind of a community. Good morning, Sue. I want it to be kind of a community, morning community, especially with people that are on here live, where we can just kind of chill out, sit back, relax. I'm drinking hot tea. You might have some coffee or whatever with you. And that is great if you like coffee, which I do not. That's the reason I drink tea. I understand it. It smells fantastic. And you'll hear me talk about coffee off and on throughout this, but I just want to build a community where we can join together. And also I want to give you content that you want to hear. So anytime in the comments throughout the day, anytime during the day, because I always go back and look at the comments, um, anytime there's some kind of content you want, if you want more about this or more about this or less about that or whatever, just let me know, because I want to build a community. I want this to be something that we both, I'm bringing it to you, but I want you to enjoy it. And I want you to enjoy it, and you'll recommend it to other people and invite other people so the community can grow. That's the plan, is to grow this community in the mornings, where people can just kind of associate for a few minutes. And so that's kind of the plan. I'm still getting used to YouTube. I'm sorry, but I'm doing my best. Like I said, I think it improves a little bit every day. I hope my camera is working okay, because the way I'm set up, I can't see myself, which really I'm okay with. But as long as I know that you guys can see me. And so this is, it's new every morning, which it is. This is podcast number 32, if I'm counting correctly. And I have some interesting stories. I got a lot of stories about children this morning, but they're kind of close to the bottom. So let's get started in what's going on. Bitcoin is struggling a little bit. I don't know if you guys are Bitcoin people. I have really not invested in it, but I think it's kind of a cool thing. Um, but they've lost about $18,000 in value in November, which is the biggest loss since May of 2021. So at its peak, um, Bitcoin was about $125,000 on October 7th. As of Monday, it had dipped to a little bit below 86,000. So from 125 to 86,000 in, we'll say, a couple months, a little less than a couple months. Now, it did rally on Tuesday up to 92,000, but it's still a long way below its peak at 125. Doesn't mean it won't get back there. Doesn't mean it will. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm just reporting the information. So anyway, for the people that don't know, my next story I love. It's a little different than some of the stuff I do, but a raccoon broke into a ABC liquor store in Ashland, Virginia, and it went through and ransacked the whole place, the ABC store. It also got drunk. It got real drunk. In fact, this raccoon got so drunk that it passed out in the bathroom. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't just break in to eat, it broke in to drink. So in a state, I love their statements from them. It said, from the animal protection people, it said, Officer Martin safely, this is a quote, Officer Martin safely secured our masked bandit and transported him back to a shelter to sober up before questioning. So, they didn't try to question him when he was drunk, obviously. Another quote that they had, a few hours of sleep and zero signs of injury, I'm sorry, other than maybe a hangover and poor life choices. He was safely released back into the wild, hopefully having learned that breaking and entering is not the answer. And we hope that this raccoon has learned something. We don't know. We may never know the final verdict of that, but we'll see. So Miles Yu is a 14-year-old who won $25,000 for his, or I'm gonna butcher this name, Origami, or something like that. I may not be saying it right. I know there's people out there, if they know what this is, they're going to be I'm going to drive you crazy. I'm sorry. It can hold this Origami, that's the way I'm going to say it, can hold 10,000 times its own weight. Now, if you don't know, like I didn't know what is a Origami, I'll spell that for you. Origami, Origami. That's the way I'd say it. It's a Japanese art of folding paper. Yeah, and he apparently folded paper in, his goal was to transform a square sheet of paper into a finished sculpture through, folding and sculpturing it and things like that. Now, he got the idea. First of all, remember, he won $25,000 for this. He got the idea from natural disasters. He would watch natural disasters and hoping to improve their deployment. And I have a quote from this young 14-year-old that won $25,000 for this invention, basically. This is his quote, a problem with current deployment structures and emergency structures is, for example, tents are sometimes strong, sometimes they can compact really small, sometimes they are easy to deploy, but almost never are they all three. Put Numanji could potentially solve that problem. That's the name of his things, unquote. So anyway, I don't know a lot about this. In fact, I know very little about it, but I think it's really neat. If you want to research it, there's some pictures. Once again, it's spelled Origami. And I think that's a really neat story, even though I didn't probably do it justice. Okay, so experts say that nearsightedness affects 30 to 40% of U.S. children by the time they graduate high school. So sometime from born to high school, it affects 30 to 40%, which is a pretty big number. Now, these kids get glasses, of course, so they can see better, right? Well, now there's a new type of lens that goes a step further than helping them see better. It actually starts correcting their problem while they wear them. Now, this feature, the way it works is it's a series of rings, tiny rings inside the glasses with raised dots on them that refocus light on their eyes in some form. I don't know how it works. I'm just trying to tell you about it. All right. It refocuses on the retina and changes the light focus, which starts apparently producing a reduction. This thing, they believe, 71% reduction with no side effects, according to the news release. Okay. So Michelle Tarver, director of the Center for Devices and Radiology Health, said the approval, and it's been approved by FDA, so it's going to be out there, okay, brings to a market a treatment option that may meaningfully reduce the likelihood of severe eyesight issues later in adult life, while also being easier to use, lower risk than current authorized devices. So this is an improvement. If you are a young person or you have a young person that has nearsightedness problems, you may want to check this thing out. It sounds like it's just wearing a different kind of glasses, but instead of just making them see better, it actually fixes the problem. I think that's pretty exciting. So anyway, that's a neat story, I think. So my last story today is from Michael and Susan Dale. Now that Michael Dale started Dell Computers, Michael and Susan, and they have pledged $6.25 billion of their own money to provide 25 million American children 10 and under with something, which is pretty neat. Now, this is a new investment for children created as part of President Donald Trump's spin and tax legislation that passed last year. It's kind of an unusual system, something we're not as used to, and of course the system they're going to do this is new, but it builds what they call Trump accounts, a program where the U.S. Department of Treasury will deposit $1,000 into investment accounts to set up for American children born between January 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2028. So that's all the kids that are being born now. Now, the Dale's gift will use the Trump accounts, that system, to give $250 each to these qualified children under 11. So it will start the $1,000 investment with $250. The Dale said, and I like this quote, "We believe that if every child can see a future worth saving for, this program will build something far greater than an account. It will build hope and opportunity and prosperity for generations to come." And there's a real nugget in that I'm going to kind of end with personally. Um, Saving money at a young age is something that I did not do well. And boy, am I sorry today. If you look, all you young adults, even children, but they're in different situations. Their parents can help them with this, like this program. Young adults, if you just put away a little bit of money out of every paycheck and just don't touch it, just leave it and start investing it, over a period of years, it's going to grow into a dramatic amount of money. I had an opportunity to do this when I was young. I didn't do it. I didn't know, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm blaming myself, if anybody. I just didn't understand the value of saving like I do now. And so my suggestion to all you young adults, especially, it won't hurt you to take a little bit of money out of each paycheck and invest it. And there's lots of different ways to do it. We can talk about those. If you want me to give you some ideas, I can do that. As time goes by, there's all kinds of ways. And I have some ideas, and I may do a live video sometime on ways to do that. You can even, there's even systems where you can invest in property with $10, $100, small investments, but they're combining a lot of people investments together. So I may talk about that. Well, I will talk about that one of these days on one of these podcasts. But so that's my advice to you today: is invest some money, even if it's a little bit, because as the years go by, it can grow into a lot. And I really enjoy doing this with you guys. I'm hoping that we have lots of people that will watch it throughout the day. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so it comes up quickly. I'm not seeing a lot of people commenting today, except for Sue. I don't know if that's because they're not able to. I don't know why they wouldn't if she's able to and I was able to. But I hope there's a lot of people following. I hope you watch it, whether you watch it live or later today. And, we need to grow this community because there's a lot of different ways that I can share content on YouTube. And there's some other ways I'm already planning, other channels that I'm planning that I'll tell you about when I get them rolling. But this is a channel that I really enjoy because I get to share a little bit of things with you, and you get a chance to kind of create a little bit of a community of a relationship. And that's the reason I hope more people get on here live and share their comments. Of course, I will look at the chat comments later today for people that want to watch this later and things like that. But I'm just hoping it grows. That's what I want it to do. I want it to become a real community. And as time goes by, we can become more of a community where we can do something more interactive, where everybody can get on together and do something together, be able to share together, comments together. But anyway, with that, I'm going to wind up today. This is Wednesday, December Third, I'll be back again tomorrow morning, 7:30, with some brand new stuff because after all, it is new every morning. All right. So you guys take care. Be blessed and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.